Hello, my friends. Welcome back. This is Matthew, aka the Nucleus Cyborg. Let's see, get my phone out here. It is currently 4:34 p.m. on February 26th. You know, I might take those lamps off again. I tried to record this video earlier today, and again, the lamps are kind of like they kind of make the screen blurry. So I'm gonna take these out. Excuse me, Merlin. That's my dog, Merlin. But I don't know if he wants to make an appearance or not. Merlin, you want to come say hi to our viewers? Come here. No, I guess he's a bit camera shy. Okay, well, thank you for clicking on this video. Again, this is Matthew, aka the Nucleus Cyborg, and today I'm going to start my little series here with my fragrance collection that I recently did one the other day for the women's fragrances that I would want my lady to wear it when and if I find her. So, but today I wanted to be doing the first part of I have 23 fragrances, so I have to separate them out somehow. Otherwise, if I did them all in one video, it would be way too long. So anyway, yeah, I got 5 today, so we're gonna start with 5. Now the way I have that my fragrances displayed on my countertop in my bedroom is I have from the smallest bottle and then to the back rows as the bottles get bigger. And so the last bottle in my collection is the biggest bottle of cologne that I own. And so these bottles are going to be relatively small, and that's how I have it arranged. This is not. I like all my fragrances. It is so hard to narrow it down to just like this is my favorite because I love all of my fragrances. Since I started my fragrance journey, I just found what I like. Now here in Louisville, Kentucky, it's all my fragrances. Most of them are on the sweeter side of what you would call the spectrum, and not so much on the fresher side, because it's just here. I've said before, the weather here in Kentucky it's a roller coaster. You never know what you're gonna get. So they tend to go on the stronger, sweeter side. So anyway, I wanted to try and do these videos over again. I recently deleted the first time I did the women's fragrances, and then the 2 that I had labeled as warm weather fragrances. I deleted those 2. Like I said, I want to go through them again, and I'm gonna try to make them better, make them shorter, make them sweeter, instead of rambling like I was doing in those 3. And I'm already probably doing it here, stumbling over my words and rambling on. But like I said, I got 5 fragrances that I'd like to share with you now, and let's just start the video. All right. Thanks for clicking on it, and here we go. Okay, so here we go. The first of 5 fragrances that I have for you that are in this video for my collection of 23 fragrances. Now, like I said, I had to separate it somehow. Otherwise, the video would just be too long. Cracked open an energy drink here. It's been kind of a long day, and I'm already kind of tired. Here, it's almost 5 o'clock, so I got 20 minutes till 5 o'clock. Hopefully, we get this video done before 5 o'clock. So, yeah. Hopefully it doesn't mess with my internal clock, and so I can still go to bed when I want to go to bed tonight. Alright, so let's start with number 1. This is the smallest bottle. As I said, that the bottles, how I have them set up on my countertop, they go from small to large. So here's the smallest bottle that I have. This is Gisada Ambasador. And I think I saw this fragrance. How I first found out about this fragrance was from Michelle Curley on her channel, Curly Fragrances. So if you want to go and check out her videos, that'd be awesome. I think that's where I heard from this. And this is a interesting find. I like this one. Whew. It's got a swift kick. Uh, what I did in my previous videos is I tried to read off the fragrance notes, the opening, middle notes or base notes, and the ending notes. I'm not going to do that this time because I didn't know them all, and I tended to stumble over them, and I tended to like spell them out and all that stuff. So I'm just going to give you a brief description of the fragrances here. Now, Michelle Curley, what really caught my attention when I saw her video is that this fragrance, she says, has a mango vibe to it. And really, I don't smell the mango. I smell something. It might be the mango, but I do smell a lot of fruits in this fragrance. So this puts me in mind of this is going to be this would be a warm weather fragrance. It is very nice. As you could say, maybe 1/3 of the bottle is empty. Now, when it comes to bottles, I like clear bottles. That way you can see the juice inside. And if they're a different color, it's always kind of cool to see. It's kind of like a light amber color inside, the juice inside. And then also, when it gets towards the end of the bottle, that way that you need to order another one if you want to. That way, I have 2 bottles here that you can't see the juice inside. So you're like, you go to spray it one day and then you're like, oh, nothing's coming out. I wanted to wear this day and I can't because I gotta order more. So I like clear bottles, and so I can see the juice inside. And this is the juice in here is a very nice color. And the bottle is nice, and it's got the Gisada, and this is from Switzerland, I believe. Yes, it's Gisada, Switzerland. And then the cap is magnetic, so it takes some kind of a little bit of elbow grease to pull. And then on the top here, let's see, this is called Gisada Ambasador. So you see here, you can see Ambassador right there. And then what does it say on the bottom? Oh, by Gisada, Switzerland. So, Ambassador by Gisada, Switzerland. So, that's that one. Very nice. Do you want to go ahead and check this one out? I'd highly recommend it. Let me see here on my notes here. Gisada Ambasador. I wasn't able to find, this is probably a 1.5, 1.7 ounce small bottle. I got it small because I just wanted to try it out. I didn't get a big bottle yet. I wasn't able to find bottles anywhere, perfume.com or fragrancenet.com. So I found the test sprayer, which featured on fragrance.net, is probably going to last you at least a month, so a good supply. $23.99. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait until the bottles become available. I like to get mine from fragrance stores, whether it be a department inside the mall or whatever, or what have you, or on fragrance websites. That way, that's what they're dealing in. Excuse me. And fragrance websites instead of Amazon or eBay or something like that. Otherwise, you don't know what you're getting. So, all right, let's move on to number 2. Okay, here we go with number 2 fragrance. Now, I have to say that I can tell you right from the beginning, this is one of my favorite fragrances in my collection. I wear this one all the time. I love wearing it with my leather jackets. This is Tom Ford Ombre leather. The bottle it kind of looks like the Gisada one. It's kind of like a rounded bottle. Wraps around, goes like a circle. So, kind of like the same looking bottle. This is probably a 1.5, 1.7 ounce bottle. I didn't know. And Tom Ford fragrances are expensive. So, again, the same with the Gisada. It's not magnetic, but like the Gisada bottle, but it still requires a little bit of elbow grease to pull the cap off, so that's good. Now, just like the name implies, this is a leather fragrance. Uh, Very pleasant leather fragrance. It's say new car. If you got a new car, a brand new car with leather seats, this is it right here. So I love wearing this. So when this tiny bottle is gone, I'm definitely going to get a bigger bottle. So I love Tom Ford Ombre leather. This is probably I think I have two. This is one of two leather fragrances in my collection, and I'm telling you, this is probably the best of the two. I just love this fragrance. If only it wasn't so expensive, I'd have a giant bottle of this. I think I was able to find this on FragranceNet. Yes, FragranceNet.com. This is, of course, the Ambassador. I don't know what concentration it is, but I'm guessing at least EDP, eau de parfum, if not parfum, because this is a pretty strong fragrance. Now, going back to the Tom Ford, it's an EDP version, so eau de parfum. On FragranceNet, you can find the 3.4 ounce bottle for $276. So, for most people, if you gotta pay for a fragrance over $100, it's expensive. So, 276, approaching 300, $300 for a 3.4 ounce bottle. That is, it is kind of pricey. So, when I feature my other leather fragrance, it's probably going to be a lot less. So when it comes to price, you have to consider what you're willing to pay for a good leather fragrance in this case. All right, so that's the second one. I said I'm trying to keep these shorter, to hopefully do it better than I did last time. But just short, simple, sweet. So let's move on to fragrance number 3. So here we go, moving right along to fragrance number 3. This is Emporio. Well, this is Stronger with You, absolutely. Now, the bottle says Emporio Armani, but I believe on FragranceNet.com it says Giorgio Armani. So, the Stronger with You Parfum, so this is the strongest concentration you can get. And online, on the FragranceNet.com, it says Giorgio Armani. But here on the bottle, it says Emporio Armani. So, I don't know which is which. Just like Tony Stark says, keep your friends rich, keep your enemies rich, and then wait to find out which is which. So I don't know which one it is, but this is a very good one. As you can see, this is probably like just about 50% gone. I really like this fragrance. Now I say it has almond in it. So that's what puts me as a winter fragrance, but this has a lot of floral, I think it was. Other fresh notes. So I don't, patchouli and stuff like that, fresh notes. So I guess you could wear this, this is maybe a warm weather fragrance, I don't know. But technically fragrances you can wear in any situation, whatever you think they work best in. So it really doesn't matter when you wear one, it's just, a fragrance can work better at a certain time of the year. So, but this is very nice. I used to have the original. This is a flanker. They've come out with Absolutely, Intensely, and other things like that. I like the Absolutely. A lot of people are saying that they like the Intensely better, but this is what I do. It has a very strong almond flavor, and again, you see the clear bottle is like a dark amber. I really like this fragrance. But going back to I had the original and I got a compliment from this. It was a Thanksgiving a couple years ago. I wore the original Stronger with You Stronger with You, and then family member, giving me a hug said it smelled very good. So the Stronger with You line is very good. So this is not necessarily the Absolutely, but Stronger with You is one of the few that I've gotten a compliment on. I wear fragrance mainly for myself, but it's always nice to get compliments. But I hardly ever do. I don't know what it is here in Kentucky. It might be, again, going back to what the weather is here in Kentucky. Maybe it dampens, because that's what the weather does. It dampens a lot. Like the wetness and coldness seems like seep in your bones. So maybe the dampness, dilutes for any type of fragrance that they wear. I notice because I wear it. So whenever I notice a fragrance, somebody wearing a fragrance, I always give them a compliment because that's what I want. So, but Stronger with You, either by Giorgio or Emporio Armani, as you can see there on the bottom, it says Emporio. So I don't know. Uh, Maybe they messed up on the Fragrance Net website. I don't know. See on that website, on the Fragrance Net website, you can get a 3.4 ounce bottle for $165. So this is a very good fragrance, and it's cheaper than the. It's not the same. This, like I said, this is an almond mixed with fresh notes, so it's not leather, but this is a little cheaper than the Tom Ford Ombre leather. Very good fragrance. Glad to have this in my collection. If you want and check it out, I would encourage you to check it out. All right, let's move on to 4. Okay, moving right along. Moving right along, we have bottle number 4. This is Terra D'Hermes. Terra D'Hermes. Again, this is a pretty small bottle, so this is probably the 1.5 or 1.7 ounce. The cap is very unique on this one. It's fixed to the top, and it twists down and then twists back up to cover the nozzle. So that's an interesting feature of this bottle. And then it's kind of a big squarish bottle, and then here on the bottom here, it's kind of cut out, like a capital I, sort of. So you turn it this way, looks more like a capital I. That's kind of cool. This bottle is a little bit unique, has a little bit of uniqueness. Very cool. Dusty on the top. I need to start cleaning my fragrance bottles on cleaning day. But it's very nice. But this is very nice. This is more of a fresh fragrance. One of the few that I have in my collection. See my notes. Excuse me again. That's the one thing about energy drinks. Yeah. This is actually parfum concentration. So this is a very strong fragrance. And the only note that I have on here is it's very woody. So it's got wood fragrances or wood notes in there. So fragrancenet.com. These were kind of this bottle is kind of like short of like the standard 3.4 ounce. So a little bit short and then a little bit above. So we have a 2.5 ounce bottle you can get for $149.99 on Fragrance Net, or 4.2 for $170. So it's not much more. $170.99 for a 4.2 ounce bottle on fragrancenet.com. And I said this is very woodsy. Now the next one here also is either woodsy or earthy. So, the next one that's coming up, I'll say what is like in the Lord of the Rings when they're walking through Fangorn Forest. That's how I would describe the other one. This one would be more like the woods that they travel through before they get to Lothlorien. So this is like maybe a younger forest type vibe that you could get through here with being woodsy. But the next one that's coming up is going to be more like Fangorn Forest, really dark and old smelling and very nice. let's say the next one coming up, I wore it to my grandmother's funeral, so it's got kind of a incense, death, old, woodsy, earthy kind of feel, and you can know that from the bottle too. But going back to this one, since it's clear, it's kind of like a pale yellow kind of color. But again, as you can see, I haven't worn it much. Maybe like a 1/4 of the bottle. So, but this is very good. I saw this. I think I saw this one advertised by Michelle or Conch. It's her last name, but I can't remember. I can't remember her first name right now. Monica Conch, on her. I believe that's how you say it. On her website or her channel, she was advertising this Terra D'Hermes, and I think I found this in one of the fragrance stores and somewhere when I was traveling. One of the not hotels, one of the airports, traveling from place to place at inside of an airport. So I don't know how much I paid for. I paid for it. I probably paid a lot more than I did. You can get it on fragrancenet.com, and so that's where I found this. And when I saw this and knew that somebody that I had watched had reviewed it, so I wanted to go ahead and grab it. Even though when you usually have to buying from a fragrance store inside of an airport, it's going to be marked up high. So anyway, brothers, trying to keep this video short, sweet, and simple. We got one more to go, so stick around. Okay, viewer, thank you for sticking with me this long. I just want to say right now that I'm still trying to build a following. Somebody I only have 2 subscribers now. So one person from my old channel when I lost all my content, and so starting brand new, fresh, with these videos I posted. He said that he was glad that he found me again. He'd watched my old videos, said that I was a pretty good guy. Downward Swipe. Darn, man. I can't remember his name real quick. I'm here on YouTube. Let me see if I can find it. It's going to be on my notifications. Let's see. Bear with me while I try to look up this guy's name. Or this recent subscriber's name. Okay, come on. I think I might have passed it up somehow. Let me see. Yep, I passed it up. So let's go scroll up now. Okay, like I said, just please bear with me while I try to look up this guy's name. King Downward / Monday. Just recently commented. Here, snip of it says, "Hey, I'm glad I found you." So, like I said, he had watched my old channel, and so he recently found me with a video that I posted. I think it was that's. I think it was on the review I did of the Super Cubes soup, as in soup, not super as in superhero, but soup as in it's cold outside. I need something hot to eat, to drink, to warm me up. Super Cubes, you just make some stew, some soup, and instead of just leaving it inside the pot, as you eat it by portion, you get a ladle and you ladle some of this out inside of these like rectangular squares, and then you put it in the freezer. It freezes. So it's a bowl of soup. As you pull it out, it's a big giant ice cube, and then you can just nuke it, and there you go. You have a, excuse me, excuse me. I think I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Sorry about that. But then you just nuke the soup, and you have a bowl of soup. So super cubes, and like King Darwin / Monday, he commented on that video, and so. Excuse me. Sorry. Apologize. Hope I didn't blast you away. I'm going to sneeze my brain out one of these days. Anyway, so let's move on to fragrance number 5. Let me get this out of the way. But one thing, what I was getting at saying all that before is I was hoping to get more subscribers. Excuse me again. Excuse me again. Jeez. I hate sneezing. What I was trying to get at is that, I'm trying to build a following. I don't know what I have to do sometimes to get people to watch my videos, to like my videos, to subscribe to my videos. It has been my dream. I see some people that I watch, they have those plaques in the background where I think the lowest number you have to get is like 10,000 subscribers. I have no idea how I'm going to reach that at the rate that I'm going. So, if you're watching this video and you've stuck around for me for that long, is it too much to ask to please like this video, leave a comment down below, and subscribe to my channel? I would very much appreciate that. Watching other videos, channels that I watch, and then how they ask. And now I finally understand why they ask so much. So finally, let's get on to the last fragrance here. So this is called Encre Nior Liqueur, I think. Nuts. I just dropped my notes. One moment. Of course, it has to go under my desk. Alright. Let's try this again. Encre Nior, Liqueur? I have no idea how to say that. So I'm just going to move on. Just trying to not going to stumble over these words. This is EDT, but this is plenty strong. And like I said, this is very earthy. You see the cap here? It's very brown. It looks very earthy. It smells just like how this looks. It's very, very brown, very earthy. Jeremy Fragrance on his channel, he reviewed this one time, and he said that this smells like death, but not like a corpse death, but it kind of smells like you walk into a funeral home, something like that, or a nursing home. It just smells like death. As I said earlier, this smells like, I compare smelling this to like walking through Fangorn Forest in Lord of the Rings. To Terra D'Hermes, this was like walking through Lothlorien. This is like walking through Fangorn Forest. So this is very good. Again, I think I wore this at an event, like a funeral or a something like that. Excuse me again. So, this is very good. I believe this is a 3.4 ounce bottle here. You can get it on Fragrance Net 3.3. This is a 3.3 ounce bottle. So you can get it for relatively cheap. This is probably the cheapest of all 5 here. This is $39.99. $40. 3.3 ounce bottle. Excuse me. Well, at least I know next time not to drink energy drinks while I do this. But it's very nice. I love this one. I like this one. I usually wear this a lot. I usually spray this on my on my clothes when I'm going to the gym in the morning, because I just don't know what else to wear. And like I said, and as you just heard, it's relatively cheap. So yeah, I just usually spray this on my clothes when I'm going out to the gym. So Encre Nior. No, that's the last five. That's five. So that's all of them that I'm going to showcase for now. I can't rank these my favorite because I love all of my fragrances that I have in my collection. They're the ones that I like, and so that's something that I learned during my journey into fragrances. You gotta find what you like. A lot of fragrance critics. I'm guessing. I would guess that they're probably paid or encouraged to say something about certain fragrances, and so I watch that, then that encourages me, or I buy that fragrance, and I'm like, it's not that it's not bad. It's just that it doesn't really appeal to me. Like for instance, Dolce and Gabbana Light Blue, actually a very nice fragrance. I like the fragrance. I wish I could wear it. I wish I could wear it. I just don't think it works here in Kentucky because Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue Intense, I think, it's more for a California, Miami vibe, on the beach kind of a vibe. Warm weather, the sun blazing, and all that other stuff. Here in Kentucky, where we hardly ever see the sun. I mean, right now, today, it's rainy, it's cold, it's gray. Wearing something like that just doesn't work. So, like I said, other critics like that showcase fragrances, like you just gotta find out what works for you. And unfortunately, sometimes that might cost you some money. I've spent a lot of money on fragrances. I don't know why I just didn't never, because there's places where you can, excuse me, there's places where you can try a fragrance and you don't have to commit to a full bottle. I don't know why I never did that. I never did. That doesn't appeal to me. Even some of the ones I have here, I mean, they were small bottles. Like I said, 1.7, 1.5 for the Tom Ford or the Gisada Ambassador. The small bottles, but still bottles, and not just test sprays or anything like that. The ones that you can get from fragrancenet.com, testers and travel sprays that'll last you about a month, 30 days. Do it. Why I never did it that way, I don't know. But I'm gonna go ahead and stop because I'm sneezing and I'm coughing here, and I'm sorry about that. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it. So this is 5. This is part 1. So there's probably going to be at least 3 more parts before I can feature all the fragrances in my collection. Not separating them out from warm weather, cold weather into separate videos. Just featuring 5 and telling you what might work, for each occasion. For instance, I mean, Gisada Ambassador. You can technically wear any fragrance any time of the year, but this is probably going to work more in the warm weather. And I can't say spring or summer here in Kentucky because you never know what you're going to get. Now this Tom Ford Ombre leather, I would say this works in the cool weather. I would say that this probably would work better in the fall season instead of the winter season. But, still cool weather because it's hard here in Kentucky. Here, they're stronger with you. I would say this can work almost any time because it's got a strong almond note in here, and that's what draws me to think it's a winter or cold weather fragrance. But then it's got a lot of fruits and florals in here, and fresh notes. So warm weather. So this is probably be used any time of the year. Now this Terra D'Hermes. This is obviously, I think, just from watching the juice inside, and I said woodsy, that this is a spring warm weather fragrance. And this one right here, very woodsy. I think this is dark woodsy enough that you could use this during the winter time. It cuts through the cold weather, but this could probably be worn at any time of the year as well. Encre Nior. So anyway, so that's my take on those five, and that's what the other ones are going to be like. And like I said, how I have it separated, or displayed on my cabinet in my bedroom, smallest bottle to the biggest bottle. So the next bottles will be slightly bigger than these, moving on up. And I'm just going to try. I'm probably not going to do it to be doing it better, because I've tripped over my words, and I don't um, I don't script these. I'm just talking here, and that's probably one of the downsides. That's probably why I can't build a following, because I'm not as professional as some of these other, not just fragrance critics, but other people on here, despite what their platform is. But anyway, I've talked enough, and that's probably another one of my drawbacks, is that I talk too much, and I stutter too much, and I don't script. But I've tried to do that. I've tried to script what I'm going to say. It just doesn't work. So anyway, so I would ask you again before I jump out of here, or before I get jump out of here, jump and in this video. Please like this video, comment down below. You can, if you want to comment I would say, try to be respectful as possible. And if you want to give me a negative critique, like, maybe you want to do it like this, stop doing this, or I wish you would not do this, or I wish you would do this better. What's the term I'm looking for? Yeah, that's another thing too. I lose train of thought. Just be nice. Constructive criticism. There we go. Constructive criticism in a comment. So, like, comment, whatever kind of comment you would, just be polite and professional, even if it is constructive criticism, and then subscribe to this channel. See if I can start building something of a following. Now, as I've said, I got at least 3 more parts of all these fragrances that I'm going to showcase in my collection. And I got another video coming up. If anybody watches, I'm another one of my hobbies, likes. What I like to do is I like to collect and shoot guns. So I have a rifle that I haven't featured yet. Well, I've had a problem with 22 ammo, because I'm having a problem with the 22 ammo flowing through my pistol and my rifle. So I'm testing out different kinds of ammo, and I want to make sure I get it right. Actually, I shot my 22 pistol the other day, and I only had 3 snags. So, but compared to and that was with federal ammo, and compared to what I was using before, CCI, where almost every shot was a snag or something. It comes down to velocity, but we'll feature, we'll do that in that video. But so I have that rifle coming, and then I'm looking to get another 9mm pistol to compare, because I only have one in my collection currently. So I want to be able to compare it. The one I have now does not allow for a red dot or a sight to be mounted, so that's what I want to buy one. And also our capacity, the one I carry now, is 7+1, and I'm on the practical side. If you can't defend yourself within 5 bullets or less, then you're dead anyway. But on the other hand, you want as much capacity as you can carry. And so I'm looking at a pistol now that has 15 plus 1 capacity. So some ideas on some videos that might come up. So I'm going to end this now before I keep on blabbing on. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Excuse me. From wherever you are, thank you, and have a good day. Bye.